still, girl. Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, and today, thank you for taking some time out to check out our live stream. We have been checking out the news, the Fed, what's been happening with interest rates, and just everything in the market that may affect not just how Bitcoin is performing, but the rest of the cryptocurrency and DeFi markets. So, again, thank you for taking some time out of your day to check out Dad's DeFi Space live stream. Please like and subscribe, ping that notification bell, and share this stream with anybody out there who would appreciate content like this. Today, we're going to take a look at the rise in inflation and its effect on the cryptocurrency markets. Oh, there's somebody at the door right now. That is great. So hold on 1 second. I apologize for the delay, but to be quite honest, my daughter was just getting home from some of her college classes today and had to let her in the house. Go figure. But to get back to it, today we're going to be taking a look at the rise in inflation and its effect on the cryptocurrency markets. We'll take a look at Bitcoin and maybe check out Bitcoin dominance and some other charts. Um, One thing I really want to take a look at today is the M2 money supply, because as a investor and trader, or even someone who plays around in the DeFi space, we need to be very aware of the macro situations, how our assets are responding to those macro situations. And right now, we are in limbo. Bitcoin and the rest of the markets are trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Go up, go down, go all around. Um, and it can be confusing. So, again, thank you for taking some time out of your day. And at the very end, we'll talk a little bit about DeFi and staking safety. And I got a surprise kind of pool that I would like to share with everyone that I've already shared within my private group on the Solana network towards the end. Remember before we begin that none of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Many of the things we talk about and discuss is very risky, and please do your own research. I am not your dad, just someone who enjoys investing in the crypto and DeFi markets, who likes to share his knowledge with those of you in this space. So, again, thank you for being a part of the stream, and let's get to today's video. So, taking a look at the cryptocurrency markets, we have been kind of up, down, and all around today. First and foremost, altcoins have been hit or miss. Some are in the green, some are in the red. it is what it is. This is what happens when there's a lot of chop in the market. But all of us know that Bitcoin lately has been king and altcoins have been bleeding back into Bitcoin. So, why has this been happening? Well, I want to take a look at the Bitcoin hourly chart, and you can see that early this morning, or really kind of last night, we took a massive dump from around 98,000 all the way back down to around the wick. We wicked down to 94, say 130. We are now back almost to where we were. We're sitting at about 97,000 right now. And to be quite honest with you, um, if we get back close to 100K, I see that this volume drops any at all. I may take a short out in the market right now. We don't have any trades going. We have de-risked most of our DeFi portfolio, and a lot of this is just a waiting game at this point. But why are the markets responding the way they are right now? Well, don't look that farther than interest rates. So today, Jerome Powell discussed kind of what the Fed is going to do over the rest of the year. To be quite honest, it doesn't sound like they're going to cut interest rates as much as they were. And on top of that, inflation was expected to come in at about 2.9%, and it did not come in at 2.9%. Inflation came in closer to 3%, which was an increase from where it was. Um, Trump is really speaking out against this, wanting interest rates to be lowered. Now, why is this so important? Well, if the Fed doesn't lower interest rates as much as the markets thought they were going to this year, you will have downward momentum. There will be sell pressure in the markets. But Trump has already come out to say we want lower interest rates. Well, of course he would want that. He is pushing tariffs onto the entire international uh, economy. Every single country in the world, pretty much, Trump is putting tariffs against to use as leverage. Well, that is going to more than likely cause inflation across the board. Anyway, um, when this information came out, or really, if you check the charts right before, the markets took a huge dump. Again, Bitcoin's going back to Bitcoin's 1 hour chart, that was about right here. And it probably started before this information came out, but obviously, we always know there's people on the inside who know before we do. And on top of that, Bitcoin basically rallied all the way back up above the 50-week moving average, the red line here, and is trying to get support on the 1 hour above the 200 week. Now, what's interesting about this, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute, is if you go on the daily, we are still trading in this lower range between, say, 92.6 and $102,000. This has been an excellent trader's market if you haven't realized it. And if you are interested in trading these choppy chop markets, please check out our link from Weeks. If you use our link below from Dad's DeFi Space, yes, you help support the channel. You can qualify for up to $30,000 of USDT bonuses, 0% maker fees if you deposit 200 into your futures account. If you're an active trader, of course, $100 back. You can't beat that. I took advantage of it. You should take advantage of it, and you can do that and support the channel by using our link below. But let's get back to the news. As we said, right, Bitcoin has been dropping based off of hotter inflation numbers, 3% instead of 2.9 from today. And investors are starting to, well, they've already been doing it, is de-risk and brace for prolonged restrictive monetary policy amid this inflationary market. Now, The key takeaway that we've already said, Bitcoin eventually dropped over 2%. This article came out kind of early after US inflation data exceeding expectations. Now, people were worried that the Federal Reserve will not raise interest rates even twice this year. And this is concerning to many people in the markets. Now, what do we do about this? Well, a lot of times when we're watching negative news in the markets, as we watched during the 2024 and now 2025 bull run, Bitcoin and other assets climb the wall of worry. When does the wall become too much? When when do we really need to start aggressively positioning for the bear market? Well, I don't think, in my humble opinion, of course, this is my own opinion, not financial advice. I believe that we're only about halfway through the bull run, maybe a little more than half, three-fourths. We still are going to have at least a final massive run in the near future. Now, I like to not just listen to the news, but I like to see what the big players are doing in the market. And with the American narrative of less regulation in crypto, a pro crypto SEC, a president who also is obviously very supportive of the crypto market, although arguments could be made that he is just leeching off of the volatility. We can still take advantage by looking at how some of these big players are positioning themselves. I would like to take you all over to Arkham Inn, and we're now looking at the World Liberty Financial portfolio. What's interesting about this portfolio, and I'm going to full screen this so you can check this out a little bit better, okay? And that is World Liberty Financial is extremely buying some altcoins over the last few days, even during this huge market dip. Now, if I was to zoom in and show you what they have been up to basically since February 4th, they have been slowly accumulating Ethereum. Very, very slowly. Now, if you go back, some of these purchases start getting bigger and bigger, but we also have to be very weary that there were huge deposits in the realm of $250 million of both Ethereum and wrap Bitcoin that went out of World Liberty Financial. Okay. Now, if I try to zoom in just on the last few days, what do you notice? Since that big sell, as the market has dipped, they have been buying Ethereum, and Trump's hedge fund basically is buying Ondo Finance. Now, there are some other smaller plays within their portfolio. If you look over here, we got, let's see, Hold. There's barely any of that actually. A lot of smaller coins I've actually never heard of. A very small Aave position. A few meme coins in there. One that was really interesting is this one, Move. Now, I don't have any position in this one yet, but I've been noticing this slightly mid-cap altcoin being accumulated. Right now, they have just under $1 million of Move. The Ethereum position is sitting at $5.5 million, and they have a pretty large TRX position, but that is extremely that blockchain gets used a lot over in Asia. So who knows? What does this mean? I am buying Ethereum. I am buying a little bit of Ondo. Again, my play, not financial advice, but if that's what the American president is buying, I'm going to do a midterm trade on this one, and I'm going to be purchasing some Ondo, and I'm also going to be purchasing some Ethereum slowly because I have no idea if it's going to drop anymore, which it very well may not. Who knows? Um, if we scroll down, you can see right here On these two charts, this is where you can actually see those outflows of the $250 million. So the bigger question is what are they doing with this? Is this funds that they're going to lend and borrow? Are these funds that they are selling their bags onto us retail? Or, as they say, these are corporate operations, which we all know that's that usually means we don't want to tell you. So, what can we do with all this information? I don't think, I personally believe that we can use the positioning of World Liberty Financial and their Ethereum purchases. Other players in the space, you have Fidelity and BlackRock, Bitcoin ETFs. They have had massive amounts of inflows since they debuted. The Ethereum ETFs have not been performing terrible, although they've had trouble keeping pace with the amount of Ethereum being sold by Grayscale. And if we take a look at this, even Franklin Templeton, and this is from just today, they're launching an on-chain U.S. government money fund on the Solana network. So again, big things happening in this space. Um, so maybe they're preparing for this idea that there will be a Solana ETF. Also, there have been rumors of a Solana ETF, a XRP ETF, a even other coins. I've seen Doge, but what is the similarity between all these coins? It's quite simple, and that is they are all USA altcoins by market capitalization. Now, some of the top made in America tokens by market capitalization might be, not financial advice, extremely safe bets in the altcoin market. Um, just because if there is that slight possibility that they're going to lower or get rid of capital gains taxes on American made cryptos, this is that list from Coin Market Cap that you can get ideas from, things like XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Sway or Sui network. Uh, we're not going to mention this one. Yes, sorry, Polkadot fans. Uniswap, Ondo, Near Protocol, Aave, even the meme coin, the Trump token, which honestly, I unloaded most of mine when we were chopping around in the $17 to $19 range. Took a little bit of losses, but at least I was able to make a lot of fees while this was going on because it was something that we were farming. Um, we are bullish on stacks, injective, optimism has seemed to be ramping up, and so has been movement, which is the weird one I'm still trying to learn a little bit about. There's been a lot of buzz around this one because of World Liberty Financial. I'm not going to name a lot more, but you can scroll down this list: Eros, Say Network, Akash for an AI play. Just this can give you some ideas of American-made coins, and this whole narrative. I definitely want to be positioned for it along with AI, DPIN, and RWA. Hence the accumulation of Ondo Finance. So next, I wanted to just take a look at some charts. It's that time of the live stream, so we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. You can see that we're chopping around in between 94,000 and 102,000. Right now, sitting at around 96.9, which is awesome. What I really hope to do is trade this chop, but I've been so busy this week, we haven't really done a lot of trades. If you take a look at the stochastic RSI on the daily, a blue cross just occurred, and we're trying to maintain it. If we can keep momentum moving, we could chop up towards 100K. If we lose this momentum and veer back down, we might be looking at anywhere between 94 to 92K. So this is not necessarily the easiest market to trade, but it's not a bad time to make a game plan and to accumulate. Um, like you've heard on my channel a lot recently, I want to take a look at the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. We've just been playing with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. We basically have been playing around mostly with Coinbases. As you can see, whoops. As you can see, we've been in this downtrend channel for absolutely ever. We are below our prior low, which was March 24th at the 0.03. We wicked all the way down to the 0.023. If you would have told me ETH was going to go down to 0.023 Bitcoin, even by the end of the bear market last cycle, I would have called you a liar and I wouldn't have known what I was talking about at all. So, what does this mean? As we have been saying, this is not going to last forever. In my humble opinion, I am starting to position more into ETH than I am into Bitcoin. Now, I started doing it around the 0.05, 0.04 level here. Little too early. I'm willing to admit my mistakes. But you should consider, not financial advice, of course, that if your ETH bags are light, I mean, this is not looking bad. And when Ethereum starts to run, what else starts to happen? Bitcoin starts to run. So we're keeping an eye on our trend around the 0.03, 0.0 to 0.035 level. Once we move into that part of our range, which we do have a good ways to go, that is when people are going to really start talking about altcoin season. Now, maybe we have gotten in the past a little too overzealous about alt season, but when it happens fast, and you have to be positioned into the right coins where it makes sense. Okay, so let's take a look. What else did we talk about today? I'd like to take a quick look at Solana. Now, recently, Solana has shown all kinds of weakness. I mean, whew, crazy. I don't really, hold on, I want a cleaner chart than this. We'll just pull up the Binance chart. Yeah, perfect. Um, you can see that we had a cross with the 50 week and the 200 week moving average back in, what's the date on that? October 31st, we went on the massive uptrend. We have separated, we've gone down, went back up, and we're kind of chopping around between, well, we could say 182-ish, or even lower if we use some of the wicks on the daily. We'll say 183, and an all-time high right around 290, if I remember correctly. 290, basically on January 19th. So I'm extremely bullish on ETH, but this is not the kind of coin you're going to make a 20x on, maybe probably not even a 10x, but it could give you a solid 4 or 5, solid 3 to 5, let's say. And I'm going to make sure that I'm positioned into Solana to help with diversification within my portfolio. Now, if I was to go back to my other chart, I'll give you a little look at some of our price targets on Solana. Our very first profit target is right around the last all-time high, around $290, $300. We had a profit zone we marked between 380 and 415. We'll be laddering another percentage out around that range. We made some adjustments on this to 0.78 levels right around 385. It's not that much difference than our old range, but a little bit lower. We got a profit zone around 600. And then a final one all the way up at 871. But I also reserve, I'm probably going to start laddering out anywhere between this one aggressively if we get up here. I mean, I'll probably sell the majority of my bags. Again, not financial advice. This is why we do our own research and we can kind of come up with our own plan. See the 0.42? Like if we went absolutely nuts, you're looking at $1,200, but you really should be aware of some of these things. Like Solana, Sway, And a few other blockchains have some massive unlocks coming up. How is that going to affect price action? Who knows? Who knows? Um, Finally, I want to take a look at one more chart today before we talk a little bit about safety, and that is the global liquidity versus Bitcoin chart. Now, we are looking at um, Bitcoin Magazine Pro. I knew those who have been in the space for a while would have known this as lookintobitcoin.com, although they sold out recently. Um, BTC is represented by the black line. This is BTC's price action. What I'd really like to show you is basically from the bottom of the bear market to where we are now. And we don't have all the most recent data. We don't. What's been happening since the summer until now. But we can make a lot of very big time assumptions from this chart. If you were to draw a trend line from, say, the bottom of the bear, which would have been October, November 2023, our general direction with some dips is moving up. And I expect us to do the same. My guess is we are sitting right around here right now. But in another video, we'll pull some more accurate charts that show more recent data where you can see this. But what do you notice? Bitcoin price is rising. Global liquidity is rising at the same time. They have a direct relationship, not all the time, but a lot of the time. But ever since Trump has gone into office, the DYX, which is another chart I like to keep an eye on right here, this DYX chart has been on fire. Hence the inflation range. Now, thank God we have started to decrease a little bit since the 9th of January or so. But I mean, it's kind of hard to say. We look like we might chop around between this 107 and 110 region for a while. Alt season, you're going to see this drop back off, going down back towards our last base, which is right around 102, 103, or the last bottom, which is right around 100.2. Another good chart to keep an eye on, because the movement of this sometimes, or most of the time, tends to run inversely with Bitcoin. As DYX goes up, Bitcoin goes down. I think I said that wrong a minute ago. I apologize. So as DYX, as this chart goes up, Bitcoin tends to go down. And we're on the daily, but especially on the weekly chart, you can even see the chop more. And we've kind of broken out of that range. So we don't want to see us chopping in up here, like this peak, where this peak put in. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. But again, no one can predict what's happening on the right side of the chart. We can only analyze what's happened on the left side of the chart. Now, let's move on to what I'm going to consider our final piece of the day, and that is safety. Now, where we are right now is dadsdefispace.org. These are some of my articles available to help educate you, just like many of these videos in the crypto and DeFi space. I specifically want to pull up an older article on staking that I wrote a while back. So staking is a relatively not risk-free, but less risky way to earn yield on your crypto. Now, I don't do a lot of staking, and we're going to talk about not just the positives, but also the negatives, right? So there are different kinds of staking, liquid staking and regular staking, to secure a proof of work blockchain. And most of you all watching this video should already know the basic information there. Now, what I really wanted to talk about is when you are staking on, say, Solana. Your stake is locked up from anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Cardano has a no lockup period. Many of the Cosmos ecosystems like Injective, TIA, Atom, those are around a month. Jupe, if you're staking your Jupiter token on the Solana blockchain for ASR rewards, that one can I mean, that one's 30 days with decreasing voting power as it's occurring. They all have different rules, but check it out. I mean, if you're ready to sell and you haven't initiated your de-staking or unstaking process, your coins can still be unstaking during the market drop. That is a risk we all take when we stake. Just like there's risk we take when we provide liquidity in LPs, there's risk we take when we do DeFi lending. So you must understand the risks you're taking for the yields that you're earning. I just want to offer that as a quick tip to help people in the crypto and DeFi space. You can learn more things like this by checking out our website at dadsdefispace.org and think about joining my private DeFi group, right? So our private DeFi group, I tend to post videos and scripts before I put them on YouTube. So you can check out like portfolio reviews, profit taking levels. This is my new Bitcoin one. And sometimes rough drafts of articles or market updates and research data that I've come across online. So if you want access to that right now, it is still free. Um, I'm going to probably cap free membership somewhere around 50 to 60 members. I think currently we're up to 25, I think, at this point. Please consider joining our private group just if you want to ask me a question. I'm willing to do personal portfolio reviews with, um, if you're willing to reach out to me. And please consider if you don't want to join the DeFi group, you can still access most of my articles for free. And same thing with YouTube videos. So, enough plug about the webpage. I wanted to get back to my safety conversation. So the next thing is going to have to do with hardware wallet usage. Now, when you are playing in the crypto and DeFi space, if you're trading, if you're leverage trading, if you're providing liquidity, DeFi lending, you have to use hot wallets. Hot wallets are dangerous. They're always connected to the internet, which means you always risk being hacked and your money being stolen. But practicing safety, well, for example, like when I am online, I'm always using a VPN. I do not keep any private keys of any wallet online by any means. And most of my long-term holdings, my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, even some Solana, some AVAX, other tokens I'm bullish on, like World Mobile Token, I keep them on a hardware wallet. And personally, I recommend the Tangem hardware wallet. It's a very easy one to use. You can unlock your wallet. Your private keys are stored on what is basically a credit card. It's the same kind of technology that Apple Pay uses. And it's easy to use, easy to set up, and it's extremely secure. So if you're interested in a Tangent wallet, please consider using our link below for 10% off. And if you don't use Tangent Wallet or want to use our affiliate links, please just go somewhere and get a cold storage wallet that you're comfortable with using and learn to practice crypto and DeFi safety. Now, for this last piece, I wanted to take a look at a position that was my pool of the week on um, Orca. My portfolio is a lot smaller than it has been. And again, I was making a mistake, like we all make mistakes, over leveraged in on some of my lending positions. We were not liquidated, but we did have to close out some of our liquidity positions and provide more collateral into our DeFi lending. So we are building back up this portfolio. It is sitting at around 700. It was closer to 750 the other day. Um, as this position grows, we will add the the USDC back into this position. The Solana will go back into Camino to add to my collateral. It's earning about 156% yield. It's the 0.04% pool on Orca. And it's been earning decent fees for a stable to crypto pool, and I'm bullish on Solana, so it's been excellent. Now, my riskier pool, I've talked about many times before, AI, Asana Render, 2%. It's earning, let's see, about 135%, 365-day yield, and that's been a good one too. So to access these pools of the week before I highlight them on my channel, you would have to join my private group. Again, it's free right now, but if you're interested, just use our link below in the description. And going back to the articles, I'll show you kind of what you will get if you choose to join. So this is our last liquidity pool of the week under DeFi strategies. Um, Give it a second to load. Okay, we're having an issue getting this article to load up. So while we're waiting, right? I wanted to talk a little bit about where I've gained the majority of my crypto and DeFi knowledge. Now, our private group is more of a small private group setting to get access to me and my research. But if you really want to join a large DeFi community with some of the most some of the brightest professionals in this space, check out Crypto Labs Research, their underdog investment group. Use this 20% off coupon for your first month. Tell them that Kevin at Dad's DeFi Space sent you. And if you do that, we both receive $50 USDT. Now, back to the article. Thought this one would load up for us. Anyway, if it doesn't load up, I'll try to do, there we go. Um, so my last liquidity pool of the week was the same one I highlighted on Orca. And why? I highlighted this pool basically because it's bullish. I'm bullish on Solana. It's a very conservative way to get DeFi exposure. I'm earning around 0.84% a day, or well, it's been fluctuating between 0.3, zero point 0.4, and up to zero point 0.8. So 100 to 200 and 300%, let's say. Um, and the range that I previously chose was of 208 to 190. I've actually lowered it at this point since this article came out, so it has been rebalanced. I give the pool metrics. Sometimes we'll do some basic TA. We did not on this one, and kind of give my thesis around that pool. I try to do these once a week, or at minimum every other week. But if interested, just check out our webpage at dadsdefispace.org, and that about does it for today. So if there are any questions, please pop them in the chat. I'll check charts. I'll look over some pools or even DeFi protocols. Just let me know. But we have been on this stream for almost 40 minutes today. And if you just came in, please check out our charting on the M2 money supply and how it affects Bitcoin, ETH BTC, and its bottoming pattern it seems to be forming, and some of the news and events we talked about today as far as the rise in inflation, its effect on Bitcoin, and what should be our next steps. So again, thank you for either being a part of the live stream or checking this out after the fact, right? Please like and subscribe, ping that notification bell, and be careful out there. Use a hardware wallet. Protect those seed phrases, right? And be careful when you're staking your cryptos, because when they're staking, you have to unstake, and you can't trade while you're staking unless it's on the Cardano network. Not my favorite project necessarily, but man, they nailed staking. They nailed staking, in my opinion. So have a great afternoon, right? And I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.